again Monday afternoon 5 p.m. and it's Q&A Monday. But today, of course, it's a bit special. It's Bank Holiday Monday. For those who are still working, who still have to work today, I do show a lot of respect. In fact, for me, I think my life probably is a sheer privilege that I've been told by my mentors to work as little as possible for today. I can see their point because you do need sort of downtime to really do nothing and just connect with yourself, just being. Yeah, of course. As I said, my life has been the sheer privilege that if I have to do this, if I need the downtime, then I can choose to. So, of course, because today is my downtime, and also Facebook says congratulations, this is my 25th broadcast. Okay, so that was actually really good. Okay, so because today is a downtime, and then we are gonna talk about something a bit more lighthearted. Basically, downtime doesn't mean we have to be lazy, we have to stay in bed all the time. It's more of really connect with yourself and really nourish the relationship with yourself. Do things that you enjoy, and also to think about the things that you mean to do. Also, it's also the time that you nourish the relationship with your money. So today we're actually going to talk about the relationship with money, the money in the game, the love story, and how to find the ultimate inner peace around it. So actually, most of my clients, because I work with medical professionals, the people I've spoken to, when they say they have to work 7 days a week, or they have to work like weekends, on holidays, or even cancel their annual leave, which is really unfair. Most of them, the reason, well, some are saying because they have to pay tax, they have to fund their tax bill, and the other saying they have so much pressure for their family because they have to support their kids to school, and living in London is so expensive. So ultimately, most of the reason they have to work all these hours because of financial pressure. Yes. Earning more and having sort of an increase in the earnings can somehow decrease our anxiety. But what I find is the ultimate way to really get an inner peace around money is not just the outer word, but most importantly, I think contribute to 50%. That is your inner word, your relationship with money, how you nourish it. Recently, just for your information, I think one of the episode I just map out sort of some your roadmap to your financial freedom or your financial blueprint. So it's like this. It's called cash flow quadrant. If you want more explanation, just refer to one of my earlier episodes. I explained it. And also the other way is it's from Rich Dad Poor Dad. So just Google it, and it's called cash flow quadrant to have an idea what does it mean. But that, in short, that is your roadmap to your blueprint, to the lifestyle that you deserve. And of course, I have another. Recently, I'm releasing my free ebook. It's called Your Blueprint to a Lifestyle You Deserve. So I explain that quadrant in my ebook as well. So later on, if you're interested, just comment below, and I'll send you the copy via Facebook Messenger. Or if you can request to join my Facebook group, so I will send out a copy to those people as well. So of course, all this roadmap, and I've been me as accountant by profession, I've been sharing a lot of tax tips and practical things what you need to do to make it like comply with tax rule. And previously I've been interviewing financial advisor. They've been giving tips about funding your retirement and your pension, your ISA, your saving, all these things. So it's important to know this. But I would say it's only one aspect of money. Of course, we need to get educated about the practical part of money. But the other side, which is most of people actually neglected, that was the inner word. That's your inner game around money, your relationship with money and how you feel about it. That actually gives you most of the inner peace. So your money inner peace doesn't necessarily comes from how much you earn, because we actually heard about lots of high earners, like lots of actors, athletes, then they end up being bankrupt or they've been broke. So the other side is really your inner world and how much you cherish your money, and does your spending really in line with your value. So that was a really good point. And of course, recently I've been listening to the audiobook. It's called Money, the Love Story. I really loved it. That's really talk about your relationship with money and how you can get your spending in line with your personal value. And I really highly recommend you to get that book. You can just Google it. Okay, so of course, I'm in terms of money and this sort of like inner game, I'm pretty much still on a journey. In fact, all of us, as long as we are alive, we are all on a journey of having like nourishing the relationship with ourselves and with the money and the people around us. So it's a continuous work. But today I'm just sharing 3 of my major breakthrough when it comes to the relationship with money, something I realized, and it gives me the sort of aha moment. And I hope you have some valuable takeaway as well. But of course, if you have any personal breakthrough around money, please be free to share and comment or let me know. So it might help someone else as well, because if someone is in a sort of financial rut and they want some help, all these little stories, like real life stories and real life tips, that will really help others, like inspire others to get out of the rut. Okay, so the first one, we just get started. The first of my money story, my major breakthrough. I think to begin with, I do have a confession to make. I have more than 25 years of experience of scared about asking for money. What does that mean? In particular, when I just started my business in 2014, I was so scared to ask for money. It was like charging, when I signed up my first client, when they asked how much is it, I probably just heavily discounted. I think that was the lowest price I could ever charge. And what's worse was I didn't even bill him for 6 months. That's how scared I was. Thank goodness I had sort of a part-time contracting work going on that supported me. But after a while, I start signing up more clients, and of course, these things, sort of business things, start taking up. It start taking more of my time. I couldn't do the contracting anymore. So that is a point that I have to really think about, like get outside my comfort zone when it comes to charging the money. And especially I have all this pressure. My mentors, my friends, they always keep telling me, you should charge more, why you charge this little? And I have all this pressure, and the other pressure is I have to make a living myself as well. Because that's so scary when you get sort of completely full-time being the business owner. That is very scary. Hi, Bhavna. Hi, good to see you here. I do enjoy your meditation. Later I will talk a little bit about it, because the inner game, actually, meditation also helped me with connecting with my authentic truth and sort of like release some sort of financial blocks. I will talk a little bit more later on. Okay, so this sort of unworthiness has been going with me probably for quite a few years. Especially the first 2 years, I think I start getting outside my comfort zone. I know I will charge slightly more than I'm comfortably like asking for. So, but of course, later I start hiring the apprentice, and I get more and more comfortable with sort of discussing the price and charging for money. But in the end, it's still uncomfortable. Sometimes I do sort of self-sabotage, when I look at the price, I know this is the price I deserve. Like this is a price that's in exchange for the amount of value I give. But then I sort of discount it, just really scared I'm losing that client. So I always have that mentality. But it's only last year, charging money and booking clients is a work in progress for me. Yeah, that is always work in progress. But one major breakthrough I can relate to, I think suddenly sort of a big jump. That was last year. I signed up for the public speaking training. I think perhaps not just the public speaking alone, that does give me confidence. But what the public speaking group I was in, they encourage you to really tap into your authentic power, to really be yourself, like let your real self know. It's okay, people will judge you, it's okay, and people like you, it's okay. So it actually gave me that sort of courage that, yeah, this is what I'm worth. This is the value I'm going to give. And if you like it, take it. If you don't like it, and then it's okay. So really, perhaps public speaking somehow is a way help me to really tap into that sort of power. That's authentic truth. That's authentic power. But I think perhaps to really get around it, really find some activities. There might be some other ways, but some activities or some ways to really help you to connect with the authentic truth and to really connect with who you are as a person. So it's really when I really practice that, it brings out some. It really gives a lot of confidence, and it's just like, yeah, if we're gonna do the business, it's really you really need to filter out someone sort of draining you, doesn't realize your value, but you probably find more joy that people, when you work with people who really value your service, value you, value your brand, value your personal brand. So I think ever since I actually have attracted much better clients. And I realized there was one time one client was saying, yeah, your price is more expensive than my current accountant, but I can see the value is much better for money. So that was actually the point that I know I was doing something right. I know I was on the right track. So yeah, and also, of course, the other great thanks I need to give is my mentor, my pricing mentor. His name is Mark Wickersham. He sort of developing that pricing system that make you really break down the service and then make you feel more confident when it comes to discussing the price. So that was my first major breakthrough. Really find something that's connect with the true self, your authentic power. Let the world know your color, like what you are made of, but of course in the authentic way, in a way that is giving more value, adding more value to other people. Okay, so I hope you find this useful so far. Of course, if you do have any other ways, please be free to comment. And okay, the second one that came earlier this year, because I realized, especially for like small business like myself, it's always up and down. I do have quite a few sort of roller coaster experience, and that's in particular beginning of this year. I was kind of getting to sort of a really resentment. Was like, I should be further ahead by now. Why my business is not sort of giving me comfortable income, not sort of give me that sense of freedom. But I still realize that I've been comparing my business with like Richard Branson, with like bigger company, with Brian Tracy, or the successful people they claim, or people who claim to be successful on social media. So ever since I realized that it's like, building a business or being up and down, it's always part of a journey. And all my, even if that's a sort of a, when you get into rock bottom, actually I had probably throughout my last, like my business doing last 3 years, mainly two rock bottom periods I had. But both of them, they always give me a great lesson to become better business owner, to be more resilient. I always grown from it. So actually, even whatever happened to you, you can always find treasure around it. And ever since I just think I just need to let go of this sort of expectation, so stop comparing myself with all these like successful people. And nothing has ever been perfect, but in fact we actually need to embrace all this imperfection. Every experience is actually the success. So ever since I realized that, I actually feel less anxious about my business, about my finances. Everything, I might do something wrong, I might make mistakes, but it's always part of a journey. What's most important is really find the treasure from it. And also just a quick idea, because before I was always feeling why it's always like being so scary. Sometimes when you get into rock bottom, it's so much anxiety, why the business is not giving you that sort of security, that sort of freedom and the lifestyle you desire. But in fact, when I look at sort of some research, Brian Tracy, the first 5 years, he would probably one of the book was like he has been like this sort of roller coaster status for the first 5 years, and for Richard Branson, that probably more than 10 years. So all these people, when they are successful, of course now they are successful, but what they've been through, all these years, like grinding, being up and down, it's never been comfortable. So always letting go of this expectation that having to be comfortable, having to be perfect, or having to compare myself with the like successful people. Yeah, and also what I find is there are people saying they are successful on social media, but of course they might only sharing the bright side of themselves on social media. But the downside, it might be there's some dark side, we never know. So it's really stop comparing my life with any other people. It's always finding the treasure from my journey. So that's the second money blocks I had, and ever since I realized letting go of this, it gives me much more certainty, much more inner peace. And I remember one time, because I always have sort of a like feeling of shame when it comes to discussing money with like very close friend. There was one time I realized the shame came out. Instead of beating myself up, why I feeling shame, why you are sort of doing like owning money or something like that. Instead of beating myself up, I actually sort of connecting that side of emotion, having a strong connection, like sort of really feeling my emotion around it. And suddenly my energy shifted. That was like suddenly I really feeling a strong sense of compassion around that side of myself. Like it's okay when you're feeling shame, when you are discussing the money with your close friend. It's okay, but well, as soon as my sort of energy shifted, I'm feeling much lighter. So really letting go of that sort of like perfection or always need to be comfortable. It's never been perfect, but embrace every aspect of your life, and in particular every aspect, every part of yourself, even the self that is feeling shameful or feeling like emotional. Really, that's just a cultivate sort of a self-compassion and sort of unconditional love with yourself. So that's my second breakthrough that actually made me feel like a lot lighter in general, not just around money, but in general in life. Okay, and the third one actually is a very interesting one. I think again that came from the early this year. Bhavna said, "Wow, Hannah, that's how energy shifts." Yeah, I agree, and yeah, that's really when I hear that you really have to feel in order to heal. So that is how the energy shifts. And thanks, Bhavna, your meditation has made me like sort of train me the sort of ability to really connect with my emotion. So connecting with the emotion, it does take practice, but what really matters, you do you do practice it. Okay, so my third one actually is a very interesting one. Early on this year, when I was looking at my business, I actually felt really dry because when it comes to accountancy tax advice, most of you will say it's boring, it's dry. What does it mean? It just give you paperwork and you do the number crunching, and as long as everything is submitted on time, no penalty, everything is legal, then that's fine. But I just feeling in general feeling dry, and I just feeling just doing accountancy, probably that's not my sole purpose. There's something more around it. But of course, it did take a lot longer. Like it did take time for me to really discover why am I doing this? What's the purpose around it? That happens when I started. When you're feeling dry, one great advice I've got was start giving. So I know when I'm donate to charity, or there was one website, it's called B1G1. So it's if you run a business, you can always give impact. That's a business for good. So you can find a project that is close to your heart. So for me, it's always donating to the cause that's related to health, that giving school, so the sports facility, or giving people like in Kenya or in Africa a clean water. These are the things like related to human health. These are the things really close to my heart. For me myself, I'm a big fan of taking care of myself, sort of physically and also mentally. Like health is really a big thing for me, and in particular, I think where it starts was that was when I was 18. I knew I was watching a TV program about Chairman Mao. That was a time was about early 20th century, because just after the war, and then most of Chinese people, they are very sick, they're very weak, both physically and mentally. So we were being like Chinese people was called the sick man of Eastern Asia. But the Chairman Mao, he sort of wrote articles and doing speeches. He really wanted to change this. So he encouraged everyone to start physical exercise, to start looking after our health, because he believes that if we have a stronger body, stronger mind, then we can cope with anything. We can cope with our enemy, and we can rebuild this nation. And we can, China will be a stronger nation if everyone is physically and mentally strong. So that really inspired me. And that in the end, it's not just myself. I start feeling really pumped when it comes to looking after myself, physically, looking after my health. But also, it's just a feeling right for me to really serve, like contribute to sort of human health. So ever since I started doing that, and my energy has changed. And later I set up my Facebook group, like private group. It's called Tax Deductible Lifestyle Tribe. And apparently at the moment we have themed days, like Monday to Friday. We have our wealth wealth habit rota, like pay yourself, or doing intention or expressing gratitude. These are all related to wealth. But what I find is Friday is our giving back day. That is the day actually I'm feeling most joyful, because every time every Friday I am the leader of the group. I have to walk my talk. So I started giving more to the cause I'm feeling like close to, like related to human health. So I can really feel the energy shift. And I can start feeling what's the point of me earning the money and setting up this business. What business I'm in? I'm in the accountancy business, but what business am I really in? Actually, I'm helping people with the health. I'm helping healthcare professionals about money, because I know they can help more people with their physical health. But on the other side, I am earning the money and also contribute to like other people's health, like all these funds, all these projects that contribute to human health. So what made me real, of course, that as the energy changed, I think my business has evolved. That's how I feel, and of course, I have attracted more good opportunities and better clients as a result of that. But what I've learned from it is sometimes when we just focus on what we do for living, we literally just make a living. But if we want to make a fortune and build a wealth, really we need to think about something bigger than just what we do. So I realized something bigger, like for my business, really need to be something bigger than just accounting. Then that's how the business can become bigger, making bigger impact, and then adding more value. So yeah, as I was saying that, actually I'm actually have a sort of energy, like feeling pumped. Probably that's the sort of passion came out. So, but yeah, as you can see, really sometimes, first of all, you do need to sort of connect with your authentic power. And second thing, let go of the perfection. And third thing, focus on something bigger than what you do, and something really serve you, like give you sort of passion and really pump you up. So that's really, I think that's my major breakthrough, the three of them. So of course I do have a lot of more work going on. I think as for us as human being, as long as we are still living, this sort of relationship with the money is always a work in progress. But that's actually what makes it fun, what makes it enjoyable, because when we grow, it's fun, and it's fun to explore different things, even something that is foreign to me. So yeah, it's always a continuous practice, and that is why in my private group, all this wealth habit rota is ongoing. It's always there. So if you'd like to join our wealth habit rota, please be free to request to join the group. Later on, I'll put in the comment box about the name of the group. It's called Tax Deductible Lifestyle Tribe. Of course, you can also search for it, and then I will approve you so you can join, and we're sharing the resources as well. Okay. Wow, that's really, I have to take a deep breath after I said that. Okay, so I hope you find it useful. Of course, that's me sharing my personal story. If you do have any sort of a personal story, like major breakthrough, be free to share or comment in my comment box. And if you do have any more questions, because I know next week we'll go back to the tax tips and the wealth management, and going forward we'll be interviewing more people to help you, like in your financial life, to add more value in your financial life. So of course, if you like this video, please like it or love it, or even I feel I'll be even more grateful if you share it with your friends or colleagues or family. So okay, I really enjoyed this episode, to be honest. Okay, so I think it's time to let you go as well. And I hope you have a great evening. And I shall see you very, very soon. Thank you very much. And thanks for the love. Bye.